Let's talk about how to use your online English textbook. To access the textbook, you're going to go to any web browser and type in my.hrw.com. That will take you to the login page for the online textbook. This is the same for both 7th and 8th grades who are using the collections book. You'll find the login page, and the student's username will be their first name, then a period, and then their last name, and then the numbers 2521. So first name dot last name 2521, and the password is the same as their computer password and their login for all their other online resources. Once you have logged in successfully, it should look like this page, and you can hit the export or the share button to make this page a favorite, which can make it easier to access in the future. So you just hit that share button and click add as a favorite or as a bookmark, and you can rename it something like English textbook, so that after you've done that, the student would just have to click on the open book icon on the left hand side and go directly to the site if they can't remember the login. So now you're looking at this page where you have your resources. There's a button there for additional help if you need that. It should say the student's current grade there, so grade 8 is what we're looking at. And then to get to the textbook, you'll click on Student eBook, and it will pop up like this. It is in a separate tab, so to get back to that first page, you can click back on the original tab. But once you're looking at the textbook, to get around in the book, there's this Contents button on the left-hand side. Click on that, and you should see all of the collections. So for 8th grade, you've got 6 collections. Click on whichever one you're working on at the moment, such as Collection 1. Then you can find the story or the article that you're working with. You can also find the close reader stories here. So that's a good option for you if you're wanting the read aloud option. To get back to the collections, you would hit the back arrows at the top. But once you've found a story that you're wanting to go to, you click on it, and then you can choose read the text, and it will take you to that place in the textbook. You can scroll through, but it takes a long time to get to things. Then over on the left-hand side, there are some options here for looking at the text. There are resources. This page view option is a good one. You can zoom in a little bit on the page and change the way that you're viewing it. I prefer to do that because the text is so small otherwise. There's also this audio button. This is where you can have the audio book or the read aloud for all of the stories and the articles in the textbook. You have to click the audio button on each page as you get to it. So if I click the audio button on this page, it will read this page and then stop. Also, if you click off of this page or you go to the next one, and I'll show you that, that audio will go away. So it only plays for the page you are currently looking at. When you go to the next page, you can just hit the audio button again, and it will play the audio for that page. But that's very helpful. You can always go back and listen to the audio for any of the stories or any of the close readers. That's where you find that. There are also other options over here on the left. There are resources that can help you with more information, help with skills and different things that we're doing. Level up tutorials are there. You can click over on the left and find those tutorials for things like figurative language is one that we did with the late homecomer. So it will show you the resources just for the story you're currently on. So for example, I could look at any of those. I'm going to click on this level up tutorial for figurative language, and it will take me to an activity that you can do yourself. We do a lot of these in class, but it's good practice for the skills that go along with each one of the stories. You would just hit start, click on start, and then it will give you an option for the tutorial, and you can click through there, and there's a practice where you can test yourself. That's self-paced, and it's a good option for those skills. So I want to show you a couple of the other resources here as well. If you go back to the first page where you have your resources or your dashboard, you can click on the interactive writing tutorials, and there are lots and lots of resources here for extra practice or for students who are struggling a little bit with their writing. You can click on any of those tutorials, and it looks similar to the Level Up tutorials, but it's self-paced again, and it's going to have lots of information about how to write a narrative, for example, which we're doing right now, different elements of plot, suggestions for becoming a stronger writer. It's really, really good information here for students who need a little extra help with their writing, as we all do. There are also these speaking and listening tutorials that you can click on, and you can work through those about giving presentations and putting together different things that require speaking in front of the class, collaborating. There's lots of good information there. Unfortunately, no part of the website will work without internet access or without consistent Wi-Fi. You can check out my Canvas app tutorial video for some ideas for accessing the textbook offline and having PDF copies. And that's it for today.